1 John 4 and 8 and 16. I want to show you something. 1 John 4 and 8 says, he who does not love does not know God. He who does not love does not know God. For God is love. Find a person that cannot show love. You'll find a person that does not know God. You cannot say you love a thing or you love a person and not show up for that person and not show God in your love. It's impossible. One of the very names of God is love. All right, now watch this. Look at verse 16. Still in chapter 4, 1 John. Look at verse 16. Let's back up. I want to look at verse 15 and 16. Morning, Donna. Verse 15 of 1 John 4 says, whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God. Verse 16, the one we want. And we have known and believed the love that God has for us. God is love. And he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. Those two verses together, 1 John 4, verse 8, and 1 John 4 and 16, tells us that we cannot love people without loving God. And we cannot have love in us if God's not in us. I have met some hateful, angry, spiteful people in my life. I have met some downright nasty people in my life. And I'm not talking about appearance. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about, I just messed that up. I'm talking about, let me know in 10:45 hits. I just messed that clock up. I'm talking about the way they interact with people. Some nasty individuals. And yet, you can, when you see, it's easy to see a person that does not have love in them. It's all over them. It's just all over them. So love is the very nature of God and who God is. It is the true test of every Christian discipleship. It is the true test of Christian discipleship. Look at John 13. John 13. I want to make sure as we go through this, I am showing you biblical foundation as to why we believe what we believe. We're doing what we're doing. John 13, 34 and 35 says, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this, what is this? Love. By love, all will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. The world knows a Christian by the love that a Christian expresses. Not the words that they give, but by the expressions they give. By love, all will know that you are a disciple of Jesus Christ. So it is the true test of Christian discipleship. That's why it's important that when visitors start coming and people start coming, we're not putting on a front, that we're genuine with the love we have for them. And I have to say this because I'm one of those people. Some people are hard to love. Some people are just hard to love. I got to be honest because I'm one of those people. Okay, you just ain't gonna do right, are you? So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna turn you off. You've been sitting up here for 15 minutes and still won't come on. Okay. Even when you encounter a person that's hard to love, that does not mean you do not love that person. That still means you got to love that person. One of the qualifications of heaven is that we love our enemies. And I know, I get it. I do. That's hard. Listen, that was hard for me. And I know it was hard for other people. Here's what I learned about loving your enemy. I don't have to love you up close, but I still got to love you. In other words, I don't have to engage you, but I can't hate you and love you at the same time. Although there's a very thin line between love and hate. There's a very thin line. Because most times are, sociologists say, in order to hate someone or in order to hate a thing, you first got to love it. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but I can't prove that statement wrong either. Jesus says this. And this is my take on the whole argument about love. Jesus says you cannot love two things at the same time. You're either going to hate the one and love the other, but you can't love two things at the same time. Now keep in mind, that's not a blanket statement because that does not apply to everything. I love my wife and I love my children, my brothers, my sisters. I love them all. But here's the thing. I love them all differently. I love them all differently. I love them all differently. So it's not impossible. It's just we have to come to some understanding that love doesn't always look the same for everybody. So as the visitors come in and we show them love, it doesn't always have to look the same. What we're focusing on is that we show them genuine love, whatever that looks like from that person that greets them. It's the person that greets them first that's going to make the greatest impression. And whatever impression is met with that person by that person, they're going to take that impression and use that impression to measure against everyone else in the church that they meet. And here's the key. It doesn't have to be the same. It's not going to be the same. I mean, if you meet Donald first and Donald shows you genuine love and you come and you greet and you meet me, it's going to be night and day. But that doesn't mean you're not loved. All we need to focus on is making sure that we're showing godly love. Because love is not a word, it's an action. It's what we do, how we do it. It's the motive for our reasons for doing it. Turn to 1 Corinthians, and this is where we're going to end up, and we're going to stop. 1 Corinthians 13. Everybody calls it the love chapter. Because from verse 1 to the last verse of 13, it's talking about one thing, love. Oh, it'd be nice if I turn there. First Corinthians 13, I'm going to start reading at verse number 4. And we will go to verse number 8. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, is not arrogant, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. So simply put, if we took out everything, if we took all of that out, love is patient and kind, never jealous, never boastful, never prideful or rude. Love isn't selfish. Love isn't quick-tempered. Love doesn't hold wrong. I could stop there. Love rejoices in truth. Love is always supportive. The big one, love is loyal and hopeful. Love is trusting. Here's the question. If we show all of these attributes of love, show people we're trustful, show people we're loyal, show people we're hopeful, show people that we're supportive of them, that we're truthful in what we do. We don't hold their wrong against them. There are churches right here in our great city, our metropolitan. Couple of churches. If I called names, you would know them. You are not welcome in their church for being who you are. And that's sad. Because God does not require us to clean ourselves up before we come to him. He requires us to bring all our baggage, all our mess, all our failures, all our hookups, our hangups, everything that we have. He expects us to bring it to him and allow him to clean us up. If we are patient and kind with everybody, never jealous, never boastful about who we are, never operating in pride, thinking we're the best on the block, and not being rude, then we will meet all the requirements of showing somebody love. Because the bottom line is this: love will never, ever fail. It'll never fail. It will always accomplish what we wanted it to accomplish. It's going to always do what we wanted it to do. Because I need you to think on this and get this. You cannot separate God and love, just like you cannot separate God from his word. It is not possible because they're one and the same. There are debates in theological circles about love having this definition and that definition. None of that matters. None of that. Well, let me say it this way. To me, that doesn't matter. Only thing that matters to me is if I can see the love and know it's genuine, I know that God is there. That's all that matters to me. Because wherever God is, love has to exist. And that is, I can't stress that enough. I am learning how to love those individuals that may not live according to what I believe or how I believe they should live. Because I remember when I just wouldn't deal with them. I wouldn't talk to them. I would avoid them. Just wouldn't. And then I discovered studying the word that wasn't right. So I had to find a way to begin to love these people. Because here's the thing. I want you to think about yourself. We don't always do everything right. And when we make mistakes, sometimes we can make some doozies. You don't want to be loved because of your mistakes. You want your mistakes to be held against you. You want who you are right now to be how people see you for the rest of your life. There are people from my past, even in my own family, love me. They do. But because of the boy that I used to be, it's hard for them to see me in any other capacity. That's not genuine love. That's a criteria. Love is unconditional. And I think we need to grab hold of that. It is unconditional. Everybody's not going to dance to your tune. They're not going to march to your drum beat. They're not going to be who you think they should be, do what you think they should do, how you think they should do it. That does not mean you shouldn't love that person. My mama used to tell us all the time, she said, be careful of the people you hurt along the way, because you never know when you're going to need that person. Be careful of the people you hurt along the way, because something may happen, and that very person you hurt along the way is the person you got to deal with now. And the first thing they remember, I remember when. And you're not even that person anymore. So we are going to operate, and I'm believing God that we become the most loving church in the Arklatex. That we're not judging you. because of who you are, what you are. We're not denying you access because of who you are, what you are. Now, understand, Donald got me on this phrase. That's not a blanket statement because there's some things we can't allow people to be a part of because of who they are right now. We just can't. There's a sports law. Help me out with this law, Donald. I forgot how it's worded. But what it basically says is that sex offenders, pedophiles, and there's another one. Is it the abuser? I think that's it. I think it's child abuse. Or is it neglect? I can't think of the other one, but those people they are not allowed to work with any child, coach any team, or be around them unless there is their child. And for a time, their child will be taken from them and they will have supervised visitation rights. So that doesn't mean that doesn't mean we're not loving them. It just means we can't allow you to be or function in that capacity. There's a whole lot of other stuff you can do, but just can't do that. And sometimes it's hard. You just got to say no, we can't. But it doesn't mean you don't love a person. Think about your own children. If you told your children yes about everything they wanted, everything they came and asked you, is that really loving them? Because number one, you're definitely not protecting them. I have a student